Good morning and welcome to day 4. And I'll tell you something, I'm feeling pretty good today. I felt like death at the end of yesterday, but today's a different day. My legs aren't aching as much as they did this time yesterday morning. My face was all puffed up this morning, which I experienced in Scotland. Now that's partly due to dehydration, or not taking in enough water anyway. And I've also read it could be the level of your pillow, and because I'm in a sleeping bag and I haven't got a pillow, that can have some effect on it as well. So I get a puffy face. It's gone down a bit. It's not too bad now. Bit baggy here, but that's okay. We can handle that. So here we go again. Today I'm going to take you to a fort, a Roman fort, where like a museum type forty thingy. There's actually 2 on the way. Well, there's one on the way and there's one which is a bit off the path, which is the best one. I don't know if I can be bothered to go off the path I'm trying to walk and put myself through another few miles for the better one. I might just take you to the other one, but we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a long day, a beautiful day. We've got all the time in the world. Let's enjoy ourselves. So we're now back on the Hadrians wall path. I don't know where the wall is. It's not that, that's just a cliff. I'm sure we'll come across the wall at some point in the next hour or so. I missed out the main fort museum place because it doesn't open till 10. None of them open till 10 for some stupid reason, because some of us like to walk early. So I'm just making my way straight to the other one, which is actually on the Hadrian's Wall path, and it isn't off the track. So I didn't come here to go to a museum off the track. I came here to walk Hadrian's Wall. So let's crack on, and as soon as anything exciting happens I'll let you know, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. Well, I'm no expert, but that's got to be the wall, hasn't it? It's too thick for a normal wall. So we're back on track, guys. Hadrian's Wall. It's quite a nice walk. Is this because we're deep in the countryside and there's some nice tracks going through. A bit rocky, but it's okay. I'm doing alright today. It's 3 miles down, 10 to go. Okay, that, my friends, is Sycamore Gap. It's a very famous place for photographers to come and take pictures. I know that because there's a photographer there and he just told me. But famous to you guys because it was actually Prince of Thieves was filmed there. There's a little well in the middle, a little round well and a big sycamore and these 2 hills. Very nice. I'll have to watch Prince of Thieves and find that little bit when I get home.
Have no fear, come down, boy.
Welcome to Mile Castle 37. I know it's called Mile Castle 37 because it says on the gate behind me. I don't really know what this is, but you've got these big archways here which slightly survived, which is pretty cool. And the interesting part about this part of the wall is if you come in this corner, look, that up there, I'm stood down at ground level now. That up there is the highest remaining point of the Roman wall. There you go. Everywhere else on the Roman wall is lower than that. But that just goes to show you how high the wall was originally. And that's not the top, that's just the highest surviving part. So I'm 6 foot, that's another 4. At least 10 foot tall was this wall. Pretty impressive stuff. And inside here, Guindon Castle something, you've got like little rooms, look. So I don't know, I'm guessing just some lookout soldiers stayed here, because it's right on top of the hill and you can see for miles and miles and miles. The museum, or should I say the Roman fort, is the next stop. It's literally about half of a mile away, and from what I've been reading, it's all very, very steep downhill. So it should be just over this ridge. Let's have a look. Just following the wall on here. No idea what that is. See that? Some big stone circle, I don't know. Right guys, here we are. I've brought you to the one and only museum I'm taking you to. It's called Housesteads. £5.80 a go. I'm not paying for all of them for you. But look at all the artefacts in here. John Titcham, you'll remember this. Does that or does that not look a bit like that swastika emblem you found? Okay, this section was known as the Vickers, and this is where the soldiers would come to spend the money. They had a bar in here. I don't think it'll be like a modern bar. Well, I don't know, there'll be people getting drunk, I'm sure. They had a bar, a little pottery place where they could buy pottery things. I've just stood in a load of sheep muck, probably that one there. I'm really not happy. I'm going to cut at this point and clean my shoe. You dirty little... You just have to take a look around and realise just how much more there is to excavate. They've obviously spent a lot of time here, but there must be things under here still. Right, this section here is from the 1500s. It's not Roman. What's happened is a local farmer decided to build a house here. He thought, well, it's going to be safe next to a big fort. No one's going to attack me or anything. So he built a little house out of the bricks. Very cool. Now this is interesting. If I'm right, the floor level was on top of these big stones, and the heat used to come through the holes here. I don't know what they did. I don't know how they got the heat, but they got heating somehow, and it was like underfloor heating. So you'd walk on top of there and all the hot air would be underneath you. You can buy that for thousands of pounds nowadays. I might have been wrong. I don't think I am. I'm slightly wrong. The holes in the side there are to let dogs in to catch any rats, because this is where they kept the grain and all the food. But they probably did put heat underneath to stop it going off and getting damp. So this is the actual wall going down here. And originally, as I said in a previous day, they just had turrets every few miles, every mile or something. But at some point, this was a turret here. At some point, then they decided to build a fort here, and they turned it into all this madness, you see. Well, you can't see it because of this hill, but trust me, it's just full of bricks, loads of bricks. And they're all Roman bricks. Now, although it was a big high wall, like 10 foot high, or maybe more, I don't know how tall it was. Although it was a very big wall, they did actually have a few gates where people could go through. There was only 4 of them, this is one of them, but people could actually walk through here once upon a time. Why? We don't know. If they want to fortify it with a wall, you wouldn't expect them to have an entrance where people could attack, but yep, they did. So this is where the soldiers lived, and I've just read a sign saying they'd like share like 7 or 8 people to a room. Now, if that's a room, it's not very big, is it, for 7 or 8 people, but hey, got to squeeze them in somewhere. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I think it's a fishing lake. I think the soldiers would, like restock it with some trout or something in the morning, and then just through the day, soldiers would come, catch some fish, and then go away, and then they'd be restocked again. Or it could have been a bath. No, I don't know, it could have been anything, I suppose. Look at the wall, how beautiful. That's the main entrance to the fort if you're interested. There's 3 other entrances, but that's the most important, biggest, proper one. It's quite a big fort, really. Like when you think about it, this is the wall surrounding the fort. Yeah? But they've not excavated any of this bit. They've done a lot up there. They've not excavated any of this. I want to know what's in it. I want to metal detect it, to be honest. So this is a communal latrine. If you don't know what a latrine is, it's the toilet. You've got, very clever, they were very clean, the Romans. 2 big channels down each side, a big channel, yeah? And up to this level, like that's about 6 foot down, 5-6 foot. From this level, they'd have wooden benches and like a toilet, and they'd do the business in the toilet. All the muck would go in the bottom there, and basically it would be swilled out every day. All the rainwater would be collected here and go through here, and they'd swill it out. Very clean. How do I know all that? Well, I just read it in a bit of information on here. Me, wall, me, wall, me, and a wall. That's pretty much all you're getting for this trip. I've not much else to offer you, apart from walls and me. The fort, I hope you enjoyed the fort. I did. Saw Jude there, the girl I met on day 1. She just passed me. She'll be long gone now, she's so fast. I've got about 7.5 miles to walk yet today, so I better get cracking because it looks like rain and I've no rain clothes. I've no clothes. I've literally got what's on my back and half of a bottle of water. That's all I've got. So let's get moving, come on. Something I don't understand. Firstly, look how steep this bank is. Ridiculously steep. You don't need a wall. No one's going to want to climb up that. But yeah, the wall, right, this is where it's getting hard, is the walk. The wall is just going up and down through these valleys. Okay, but it's gone skinny all of a sudden. I thought it was really thick all the way along, but it's not. Unless there's bits here, so maybe it did come out further. I'm not sure. But yeah, this part of the walk is getting very, very difficult, and I'll show you why. You get to one bit like this and you have to go downhill, which hurts your toes, and then you have to go up a steep hill, which hurts your heels. So it's getting tough now. It's getting really tough. Well, that gate says it's a busy gap. I can assure you there's nothing busy about that gap. There's nothing busy about anything I've seen all day. It's so unbusy, it's untrue. So I've just climbed a very, very big hill, and the wall's disappearing again, as you can see. You've got a turret here, which is called, what's it called again? St. Wingshield's turret 35A. And it looks like the wall's breaking up again, so we might lose it soon, but we'll keep going. Now, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. Originally, they were going to make the wall so big, yes, and it is along lots of parts of the wall. But at some point, I think, like, the big boss, the manager, he turned around and says, look, let's just have it a little bit thinner. But they had already put foundations in for a big, thick wall. So as you can see here, I think this is the foundations, but they never actually went out this far. Might be wrong. I really don't know what that is, but I'd like to know. That's really interesting. It's like a little bed. Look at that. Like a little cot. Can anyone tell me what that is? GreenDom Turret 34A. What terrible names. Really boring names. Now this is what the turret would have looked like. Give you some idea of them. Here's what it looks like now. They all look the same, and none of them look like the pictures. This is Guindon Castle 34. Or it was. This is just a modern wall, I believe, but this is where there was a castle underneath all these trees and stuff. It would have looked like this. There you go. And basically, you'd have soldiers in here, yeah, and they'd be patrolling. They'd have maybe a 5-mile section, a 3-mile section of wall to patrol. They'd patrol the wall, and if there was any visitors trying to get in or out, they'd have to come through this gate and be talked to. They'd say something like, "What's your name then? Where are you from? Where are you going? Do you know this is the Roman Empire and you're not allowed in?" Things like that. So yeah, that's what that was. It's not anymore though. 3.4 miles to go today, guys, and I'm in agony. My right thigh has just seized up and I'm just limping. Just walked through a field of cows, female cows, because they had teats. And when you're thinking in your head, when you're walking past a cow and you say to yourself in your head, "Oh, you've got nice teats," to a cow, then you know you've spent too much time alone in the countryside. 3.4 mile. I'll have to do it. So the map says I've done 10 miles today now. I've got 2.9 miles to go. But I've actually done 11.2 miles because it doesn't take into consideration when you go off the track and when you go to looking around the museum and walking here, walking there, walking to the campsite, doing all that stuff, it adds up. So I'm doing a lot more than the total Hadrians Wall. I think is going to be about 90 miles. I'm going to be doing well over 100, I think. But yeah, just 2.9 miles to go. I'm now walking at 2 miles an hour, just over. Whereas when I started the walk on day one, I did the first 4 hours in 1 hour. 4 minutes. Oh, I can't even think anymore. I did 4 miles in 1 hour when I set off, and now I'm doing just over 2. Such a struggle, and this isn't helping. This is my next bit. I've only 2.9 miles to go, but can you see it? Where is it? Big, steep, long hill. There, look, a Roman temple. Karaberg Temple of Mithras. Mithras was some god, sun god, eastern sun god, who was born in heaven. And the Romans used to... Now, this annoys me. Look at this picture there. That's supposed to show you what it would have looked like. But they're all destroyed. All the pictures all the way around the walk are destroyed like this. But it was full of... What was it full of? Altars. You'll have to excuse me. I'm limping. I can hardly walk now. It had altars on both sides. And there's 3 altars at the back there. Now, they're not real. They're reproduction ones. The real ones are in the museum in Newcastle. I might get a chance to show you in there. I doubt it. I don't think I'll have time, but we'll see. But yeah, this is an altar. I can imagine Roman soldiers coming here and praying to God. A different God to we're used to. So just near this altar, and I'm not sure where it is or if it's still here, but there was a well, okay, and that well contained something like one of if not the most offerings to God from a Roman era, if you know what I mean, when they used to throw coins in wells and little statues or whatever to the god. They found one with 11 in the well, 11 altars, 11 of them as offerings, yeah, and 16,000 Roman coins. How cool is that? From all across the Roman period. And there's a local lad, apparently, a story says, a local lad said that he got given, there were so many of these coins, he was given, him and his friends were given handfuls of them, and on the way home, they went to some kind of lake or stream or something, and they were skimming them across the stream. So I'd love to know where that stream was. But very interesting story. So that's your last temple of the day, guys. I'm off to my campsite now. It's about 3 miles away. Nothing else to see. It's just on the main road. Unless anything exciting happens tonight, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye. And don't forget to donate. Link in the description. Macmillan's Cancer Care. That's why I'm here.